Thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. My name is Samantha Genser. I'm going to be your show host for you today. We have a very exciting show for you guys. We're going to be covering the Las Vegas Aces groundbreaking sponsorship that is currently under investigation, Lynn Williams securing her 79th lead goal, those that already qualified for the U.S. team for the Paris Olympics, the Rabat Marrakech Diamond League meet, and make sure you guys stay to the end to hear about the CrossFit Games Week 1 semifinals. Before we begin, I wanted to ask you guys like and follow the show, and to become a part of our show, to use the link gsmcpodcast.net to tip and donate. Also, we do get a lot of questions that come in during the show, so to ensure that your questions get read on the air, I ask that you use the link it puts your questions at the top of the list so that I see them, and of course, it really helps the show. Once again, the link is gsmcpodcast.net. Now, I think it's time to get started. I hope you guys enjoy today's content. Okay, so first up, we're gonna dive right into the WNBA investigating the Las Vegas Aces groundbreaking sponsorship. So the Las Vegas Aces, a dominant force in the WNBA, find themselves under the scrutiny of the league after each player on the roster was offered a staggering $100,000 sponsorship deal. Let's unpack the story, its implications, and what it could mean for the future of the league. The Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, also known as LVCVA, announced a major sponsorship agreement directly offering each player of the Las Vegas Aces a 2-year deal worth $100,000. This announcement was made through a vibrant social media video featuring the Tourism Authority's president, Steve Hill, who emphasized the simplicity and potential benefits of the deal. In the video, Steve Hill is seen telling the players to keep representing Las Vegas and hinted at a 3-peat championship being the icing on the cake. This move by the LVCVA includes promotional commitments and gear designed to showcase the spirit of Las Vegas. Details from the Las Vegas Review-Journal reveal that each player signed a contract committing to various promotional activities for the city. These contracts were negotiated directly with the players' agents, strategically bypassing the WNBA team to avoid salary cap violations, as these deals are separate from their WNBA contracts. The WNBA has opened an investigation into these sponsorships, focusing on whether these deals maintain the integrity of the league's salary cap. While technically separate from team salaries, there is concern that such substantial external compensation could distort player decisions, potentially giving the Aces a competitive edge in recruitment and retention. Interestingly, these deals are structured similarly to NIL, name, image, and likeness, deals common in college sports, which raises questions about their fit and fairness in a professional setting. Aces forward Kirsten Bell told her TikTok followers Sunday that players have yet to receive the funds. Bell said on her live stream, quote, "If you think I have $100,000 right now, you don't understand how this works." And then an LVCVA spokesperson told the Review-Journal on Monday that details still need to be ironed with each player and their agents. Once negotiations conclude, the organization might even make an occasion of it. The spokesperson also said, quote, "The players' agents have agreed, the players have agreed. We are going through the formalities and possible ceremonial event of contract signing." LVCVA President and CEO Steve Hill and members of the board surprised Aces players in their locker room at Mike Kalab Ultra Arena on Friday. The scene was captured in a video that was later posted on X, or formerly known as Twitter. Hill told the players all that they have to do to receive the funds is play basketball and represent Las Vegas like they've already been doing. He told the Review-Journal on Friday that players had signed contracts that included the requirement to, quote, "reach mutually agreeable opportunities for appearances on the city's behalf." The aforementioned wording is included in the letters of intent the LVCVA provided to each player's agent, Hill confirmed Monday. The LVCVA feels the details shouldn't present a roadblock, and the LVCVA spokesperson also said, The players' agents were approached and sponsorship agreements have been offered. The next step is to work with each agent on specifics and signing. An LOI was presented to each agent which each agent agreed to. Each LOI had a couple of deliverables that will now be finalized with each agent. That part of the agreements determines specific marketing deliverables like image use, appearances, and other ways of representing the Vegas brand. The WNBA has declined to disclose the scope of its investigation, but Hill's comments in the LVCVA's announcements video could have been what triggered the league's probe. The WNBA's collective bargaining agreement prohibits third parties from paying players for basketball services. The league also needs to make sure the Aces were not involved in the offers or negotiations. Coach Becky Hammon said Saturday she and the team had nothing to do with the sponsorship, and Hill said Saturday the LVCVA went about things the right way. The LVCVA spokesperson also said, "What Steve said in the locker room was a general summary of what is really a simple marketing program. None of the details yet to be signed will impede that from happening." The LVCVA's marketing team pitched the sponsorships just a week prior to the eventual announcement. Hill expects to yield a high return on the organization's $1.2 million investment. He said he felt the timing of the announcement was important. Hill said he wanted the announcement to come after the Aces ring and banner raising ceremony on May 14th, but before Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever's visit to Las Vegas on May 25th in order to, quote, capitalize on the national broadcast and in-game commentary. The financial figures are eye-opening. The $1.2 million total of these deals almost matches the WNBA's team salary cap of $1.4 million. For some players, this deal doubles what they earn annually, highlighting the evolving landscape of athlete endorsements. We also see disparities within the team. Stars like Asia Wilson and Kelsey Plum earn around $200,000, whereas newcomers like Daisha Fairs and Kate Martin earn significantly less. These sponsorship deals could reshape financial expectations and team dynamics across the league. First, the sponsorship deal represents a progressive shift in how female athletes are compensated and recognized. It's a win for player empowerment, offering financial awards that reflect their contribution to the sport in their communities. This could set a precedent for other teams and leagues pushing for better compensation for female athletes globally. However, while the intent behind the sponsorship is commendable, executing such deals could undermine ultimately the integrity of the WNBA salary cap. These agreements, though not technically salary, could function as a loophole or somewhat of a loophole, giving wealthier teams and cities an unfair advantage in attracting and retaining talent. It's sort of a slippery slope that might lead to increased disparities within the league. Moreover, the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority is displaying creative marketing genius. By aligning with the Aces, they are not only supporting the local team, but also enhancing Las Vegas's image as a vibrant, supportive community for women's sports. It's a strategic move that boosts both the cities and the team's brand, creating a win-win scenario. However, this deal could disrupt the market for how sports teams and cities interact with athletes. If other cities and sponsors follow suit, we could see a significant shift in how teams across all sports approach funding the players' salaries. This could lead to a new era where sponsorships play a more prominent role in sports economics, which has its benefits and its detriments in its own. Additionally, there is a risk that such high-profile deals could widen the gap between top earners and lower-paid players within the same league. This could exacerbate wage inequality, making it difficult for smaller teams or less commercially attractive markets to compete, potentially destabilizing the competitive balance within the league. Overall, this sponsorship is a major step forward in boosting the profile and commercial viability of women's sports. It not only highlights the players' worth, but also demonstrates the marketability of women's leagues to others potential sponsors and investors, potentially leading to increased viewership and fan engagement. The investigation by the WNBA is a necessary step, in my opinion, to ensure fair play and compliance within the league. It maintains the integrity of the salary cap, which is crucial for competitive balance. This scrutiny, though, helps prevent potential exploitation of loopholes that could create unequal playing fields, ensuring that no team gains an undue advantage. If one team can offer significantly more money to its players through external sponsorships, it might give them an unfair advantage in attracting and retaining top talent, like I said. The investigation seeks to ensure that all teams have a fair chance to compete, really. However, at the same time, this investigation might seem overly cautious and sort of potentially stifling to innovative approaches to player compensation in a way. In a landscape where women's sports are often underfunded, and we've seen that, we've gone over how much the WNBA players make. This sponsorship model could provide a new revenue stream. The league should perhaps focus more on adapting its regulations to modern realities rather than curbing such initiatives. The WNBA's investigation into the Aces sponsorship deal reflects the growing pains of a developing league. As the WNBA expands in popularity and financial influence, it will face new challenges like this. The investigation is part of the league's evolution, learning how to handle increased commercial interest while maintaining a level playing field. While intended to protect the league's integrity, the investigation could undermine player morale and public perception. Players might feel penalized for securing legitimate financial opportunities, which could disrupt relationships between athletes and league management. This could also make players cautious of seeking similar deals in the future. The investigation will serve as a critical test case for how similar endorsements might be handled in the future. It will set a precedent for what is permissible and what crosses the lines in terms of sponsorship deals, shaping the economic landscape of the WNBA and potentially other professional sports leagues as well. As the story unfolds, it will be interesting to see how the WNBA navigates these new waters of athlete sponsorships. Will other teams and cities follow suit? And what will be the long-term impact on the sport? So we're now going to switch into our next segment where we're going to talk about soccer. We are going to talk about how Len Williams broke the NWSL goal-scoring record in the Gotham win, and at the end of the segment, we will touch on Brazil hosting the Women's World Cup and its significance. Before we begin, we are going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys very soon.